Wednesday. I just wanted to do a quick Winning Wednesday video. I haven't done a Winning Wednesday in a while, actually, since before my surgery. So I wanted to do a Winning Wednesday video today. This Winning Wednesday is going to be kind of just like a testimony of just how good God has been, and just how I've seen God line things up for me and perform His word. So I just wanted to do this Winning Wednesday and dedicate it to that. I want to thank everybody who has been following my journey and who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, you can click the subscribe button today. Okay, so I'm gonna go back a couple of years to actually before the pandemic hit. The point of this Winning Wednesday is that God is faithful, and in order to win, you have to maintain your faith in God. You cannot lose your faith. You cannot lose sight of God's word to you. You have to hold on to it no matter what it looks like, okay? And I'm learning that more and more. I've gotten a lot of words and confirmations of words and a lot of prophecies over my life over the years, and every prophecy, and I'll just tell you this too, you have to have your own relationship with the Lord, and you have to be in communion with Him yourself. You have to know His voice for yourself, okay? So because I know the Lord's voice, I know when He's speaking to me. So when someone comes up to me and either shares a word of wisdom, a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy, it's confirmation of what God has already spoken to my spirit, or God will confirm it in my spirit after it's spoken. But I always seek the Lord about everything that I do before I do it. And when someone's giving me a word, I seek God about that word. Especially if it's something I haven't heard before or it's not a confirmation of something. I'm definitely seeking God about that word. But we had just been getting so many words that things were going to turn around, things were going to change. We had been in a season of just, it was just a difficult season in our lives, in our marriage, because things were changing for us so fast. In 2016, I actually got pregnant. I miscarried the baby. That was a tough one. In 2017, I was pregnant again. I got pregnant at the top of the year. I had Caden in September of 2017. That was a hard delivery. I actually shared the birth story, but Caden pretty much almost died during the delivery. So it was very traumatic. He was in the NICU the whole time. We were in the hospital. I didn't really get to have him with me until I actually took him home. And I had to go through CPR classes and first aid courses before we left the hospital in case anything were to happen to him when we took him home. So it was pretty traumatic for us. The year after that, I kind of started getting myself together, but when Caden was about 5-6 months, I was pregnant again with Anaya. So 2 babies back to back. Shortly after I had Anaya, we were struggling a bit just financially because of the addition of the 2 children and things just changing, more expenses, more things we had to cover, more things we had to pay for. My husband was doing music full time, but just to bring in extra income, he was like, I'm gonna pick up another job. So at this point, we had no idea that there would be a pandemic, and we had no clue. But he took on this other job, okay, along with the job. after he had been there for a year, he was going to receive a full benefits package. So that was something we were kind of working towards. But his job came just at a time when we needed it the most. He just asked God for a job. He just put it out there. I need to do something. And God blessed him with a job. And he got a job. He started working that job, started to work that thing. And he didn't just say, okay, God, I want a job. He actually went out and asked for a job. He asked and he got the job. Fast forward to 2020, he worked the job all 2019. Fast forward to 2020, of course, the pandemic hit. Of course, while he had the job, he was still able to go out on weekends and perform, do his music stuff, whatever. 2020 hit, all music stuff, all concerts, everything was shut down. But he still had a job. He had a job. And in 2020, we started receiving full benefits, which meant we were getting dental, we were getting health insurance. He got a pay increase. We have not lacked anything this whole entire time. And God had been speaking to us, no lack. God had been speaking to us. There would be an overflow. And we just didn't see it in the season that we were in because we were going through so much. We were having financial hardships and difficulty. But I just kept holding on to the word. I'm like, God, even though this does not look like the word, because I was applying for every type of assistance I could get. I was applying for every type of government program I could, because it was for our kids, buying 2 sets of diapers, formula, all of that stuff. Parents, it gets really, really expensive. Paying for health care, paying for different healthcare needs. Kaden had to do speech therapy and things like that, paying for doctor's visits. It was just a lot. So 2020 hits, we had not missed a beat. We were still going. Some more things started to unfold in 2020. As the pandemic started going, I was just praying like, Lord, I know that you're going to sustain our household. He sustained our household. Not only did he sustain our household, but we were able to pay all of our debt off. All of our major debt was paid in 2020, in the year of a pandemic, in the year of a crisis. A lot of music artists have been out of work, have not been able to, especially in the Christian music world, and they've started fundraisers and things like that to support the artists because they were not able to go out and do shows and whatever. God sustained us the whole entire time. So God knows what he's doing. He knows the plans and the thoughts that he has toward you. So completely trust him, even when you feel like you can't see it and you don't know what is going on. God will sustain you. His word is true. And I've told God many times, there are certain battles I do not want to fight anymore, especially financially. I just wanted to be freed from a lot of the financial burden that we had. But it's not without discipline. Even though you're asking God to do something for you, you've got to discipline yourself and take the necessary steps that you need to take in order to see those things that you're asking for come into fruition, which means you have to renew your mind. You have to have a change in your mindset, in the way that you look at finances, in the way that you look at family, in the way that, in the way that you look at everything that pertains to you in your life. Along with my husband's benefits package, the type of insurance we had allowed for me to be able to see out-of-network doctors. The type of insurance I had before was an HMO, and I had to stay within that group. They did not pay for anything that was out of network. So in 2020, I actually found a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, that could help me pursue the conditions that I had. And I pursued him just out of faith. I found another person with the condition I thought that I had who had actually seen him. So by this time, dealing with all my health issues, and if you want to know more about it, you can watch my Diagnosis Diaries series and see more about that whole thing. But the testimony in it was that I took a leap of faith with even pursuing this doctor, because everyone was telling me that all my scans were normal, everything was normal, and it was all in my mind and whatever else. So I was taking a chance. I was like, this guy could very well say the same thing, but I'm going to send my stuff to him and I'm just going to see. So I did. I took a chance. I sent my scans to him. I sent the tests that I had, and I was waiting to see if he would take my case. I think it was 2 months later. Well, within the same month that I sent it, I had a dream that I actually was meeting with him face to face, and he was smiling and he said, "I like you." And that was God showing me that he was going to take my case. And sure enough, I was able to speak to his assistant or secretary, and they said, "He has decided to take your case." God lined that up for me. He is one of the top neurosurgeons in his field, and I just couldn't believe that he was taking my case. So I was able to go to New York, get the diagnostic testing that I needed, and confirm what I already knew was true. So I just thank God for being faithful to his word and for lining things up according to his plan and his timing. Now, everything has been not perfect. Of course, there have still been trials and tests in between God lining things up. But when the time comes, he's going to do it. It's not in our timing, but it's in God's timing. So sometimes I would look and wonder, God, why did this take so long? Why? But now I see why God had to take us the long way around in some things. This year, me and my husband will have been married 18 years. And there have been so many things that we have gone through in 18 years. I received a word a long time ago, many, many years ago, when we hadn't been married that long, that God was going to turn things around for us and he was going to bring things full circle. And at the time, I didn't completely understand what that word meant, because I was like, oh, I wish it was like right now, because we just started out in our marriage going through so many different tests and trials. And I was like, we skipped the bliss. Like, I wanted to have the marital bliss. Like, what happened to that? We skipped it. What's going on? But now I see God performing that word and just bringing things full circle for us. And we're seeing things come to fruition that we got words about years ago. So I'm just telling you today and encouraging you all to hold on to the word of God. Don't let go of it. God is faithful to his word. There are some things that we're still waiting on to happen, but I know with an assurity that God is going to bring it to pass. So I'm encouraged, and I just want to encourage you all to hold on to what God says to you. If God has given you a vision, if he's shown you something, if he's told you something, hold on to it, because he is going to perform his word to you. So I love you guys very much, and I hope that anything that I've said today encouraged you guys. I'm sorry for just rambling on. I was trying to make a long story short, and I still didn't tell you guys everything that has happened, but I just wanted to give that quick testimony and give God all praise and glory and honor for everything that has been taking place in our lives, because I've just been excited. And like I said, it hasn't been easy for us. This road has not been easy. There have been Many days have been very, very difficult and very, very hard, but God has shown me that He is with me every step of the way, and right in the middle of everything that I would call chaotic, He's always there, and He's always listening, and He hears your heart. He hears every prayer, every thought. He knows what's going on. So I just want to encourage you all today. God is with you. He's listening. He hears you, and He loves you. And I want you guys to be blessed and keep your heads up. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.